What's going on, guys? Welcome to Ajax Reviews. Today we review Vacancy. Directed by Nimrod Antal. A married couple becomes stranded at an isolated motel. They soon realize that unless they escape, they'll be the next victims of a snuff film. Vacancy is one of those movies that when it first came out, I watched the trailer and I wasn't really interested. I was like, there's enough hotel, motel murder movies. I mean, you got Psycho, you got Identity. There's like What Lies Beneath is like a similar movie. And I'm just like, I don't know if I can get into this. And, watching the trailer several times, I was like, maybe. So eventually, when it came out on DVD, I bought it. I blind bought it. I'm just like, fuck it, let's watch it. And I watched it, and I remember half liking it, but I could be wrong. Like, did I half like it? Did I really like it? Did I hate it? I don't fucking know. But I own it. So I was like, you know what? Let's review it. Let's see.
You think they're closed?
Since 1957.
It's too bad, because they got good gas prices.
Now, typically when I see a movie with Luke Wilson or Kate Beckinsale, I'm thinking werewolves or a comedy, and where the fuck is Vince Vaughn? Where's Owen Wilson? Like, that's what I think of. Vacancy was not the movie that I expected. It's actually one of those underrated gems. I remember the movie being popular, but then everybody either forgot about it, trash talked it, or discredited it. I don't know what it is, but this movie actually hits the mark for me. Like, I'm an 80s slasher fan to the core, and this movie worked. Like, I don't know. The only kills we get in this movie are the ones that we get to see on the snuff tapes, the cop, and then the killers. But what this movie lacks in kills, blood, and gore, it makes up for with tension and story progression. Once this movie gets going, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. The setting in this movie was awesome. It's almost like the motel and the gas station were characters of their own. And surprisingly, all the actors played their parts well. They played their characters perfectly. Now it's time to talk about some of the things that I liked. The motel. The motel was just cool, man. It was creepy. There were a lot of elements from 80s movies that I liked, like the underground passage. That's directly from Mountaintop Motel Massacre, like fucking directly. And that was a movie that I reviewed one of the things in that movie that I actually liked was the underground tunnel going in and out of the rooms. They used the same thing. It worked. Another thing I really liked was the tension. Man, like this thing kind of kept you on the edge of your seat, like, oh shit, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Like, it was really cool, man. It really delivered. The people that did this, that made this movie, really knew how to create tension. Another thing I liked was the story progression. I mean, it started off slow. It was like, oh yeah, we hate each other. Our son died. Boo fucking who, right? And then it just keeps going, and you're like, okay, yeah, everything's coming together. I get it. Cool. And just the way that it went from that rocky start to the badass ending was just like, wow. Like, yeah, you feel like you were on a ride. Another thing I really liked was the action sequences. They were filmed well, they were acted well, they were edited well. The music going along with it was perfect. Just, I have no complaints about that, man. It was really fucking good. And the last thing, the cinematography. Just the way it was shot gave you a creepy vibe, man. Even like at the beginning when they were in the car, it was just like, man, this is kind of a feeling of being uneasy. Just the way that it was shot. I really liked it. I love the way that they did it. Now it's time to talk about some of the things that I didn't like. Honestly, there's really not much to dislike in this movie. If I had to really choose something that I didn't like was really the lack of kills. We didn't get a whole lot. We got, the cop, we got the two killers at the end, and then we got the ones on the snuff tapes. Now, the kills on the snuff tapes were made to look realistic, so they weren't really gory or action-packed, or there was no close-ups. I mean, they didn't look like movie kills. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. So, like, if that's if I have to choose something from this movie that I didn't like, that would have to be it.
You just bought yourself a $20 sparkler then. Because every day's 4th of July at Smalls. Owner makes me say that.
So in conclusion, would I recommend this movie? Absolutely. Like, why the fuck did everybody forget about this movie? It's fun to watch, and it's just all around enjoyable. It's one of those movies that I plan to buy again on Blu-ray. So if you're a fan of movies like The Strangers, Vacancy is definitely for you. So yes, I would recommend it. Go out, buy it, get it on Blu-ray, DVD, whatever. Watch it, man. It's fun. If you've never seen it, definitely pick it up. With that being said, guys, I'm going to give this movie a 4 out of 5. And that's going to do it for me for today, guys. So remember, until next time, stay smart, stay clean, keep the dream, don't let the man get you down, because if he does, he may have Ethan Embry sell you a $20 sparkler and then creep into your bathroom and make you the star of a snuff film. And nobody wants that. Frankly, because it's just Ethan Embry. You know, Rusty Griswold, also Mark from Empire Records. I mean, come on.